Hey, how everybody doing today? This is the Sunday session for April 10th, 2022. We got a lot to talk about, man. Last week was a good week. We seen the discount stores make a nice move. Costco's, Walmart, Target, Dollar General, Dollar Tree been doing pretty much a great for the last week. Target is leading with 10%, followed by Dollar General. Overall, healthcare has been making a nice move. We'll be looking at ABBV and MRK. Those are making a nice move in the last week. And then, we got a lot of red to talk about so we can get, in position or figure out what's the next move for some of these red ones. Overall, man, for sure. Who yawning in the mic? Jesus. I heard you, mute. I know it's boring. Jeez. But yeah, definitely a lot of money on the table for this week also. Y'all posted a couple things in the Sunday session. That's basically what we're going to be working off of. I'm not, looking for so many crazy trades. I think we're coming down to the wire on lot. We just got to just be in position for the next run. JP Morgan, we know that earnings is coming up for this week. First, let's look at SPY. I did something with SPY, earlier today. Just looking at it, trying to see these levels, trying to see the consistent patterns from back in the day. Just looking at it, trying to make sure that, SPY is in a good position. I came up with, a small little downside that's coming in for SPY. Just trying to figure out, the recession talk is heavy. So you never know when that overall downtrend may break, but it is in the downtrend now. So according to this, we should see some downside to about 444. So, pay attention to this one. We don't know which way it's going to go, but it is a potential downside in it for SPY. So be aware going into this week. Coming off that high, at 461, this came all the way back to the low as 444. So that's, almost 7 days, 8 days. So pay attention to that for sure. JP Morgan, we know the bank's got earnings coming up for sure. Getting in at a great time is always the best idea, but now we're looking at that 133. We got to get above the 134.83. We bounced perfectly off the 128, 72. Now we're starting to bounce right towards that 134. Target still intact with the 137. If we break above that, we may have a nice move towards the 142. But congrats if you got the 135s last week. But going to this week, I still feel like that should be the trade. Let's look for some downside on Monday going into their earnings. So let's pay attention to that one. If you're in it, always collect the check. It should be up pretty nicely. So what else we got going on? FedEx, this might be the one that's haven't even made the move yet, so we may be early on this one. Hopefully, if it continue to have some downside, we gotta watch those levels also. But it is at the 203 resistance on the 1 month. You're looking at it at the 1 hour, look like it's breaking below it on the 4 hour also. Double bottom at 229 cents. But here go the 1 month right here. Hopefully we should be getting a bounce. It looks like it's edging right below it just slightly. So we may see some more downside about 198. But I'm gonna keep an eye out on FedEx for sure. We know that they're low for this year. For the year 2020 hasn't been down to at least 126. So with this small gap here, we may see some downside to about 158. That could be a $50 put if you guys wanted to get into it. But let's pay attention to these levels. It can either make you or break you here. You know what I mean? So this is a discounted trade. But same thing, still intact. Resistance is at 212, 69, 217, and 222. So if it does reverse and have some upside, look for those levels to break.
So I came in earlier and I bought like the oil filter.
But yeah, this. What else we got going on? Home Depot. These are like my top 3 looks going into this week. Not trying to go too heavy, especially with this recession stuff going on. I don't want to get caught in that unless I have a nice put or some UVXY. But it looked like Home Depot did bounce off their bottom support at 292. Probably on Wednesday, somebody mentioned it to me. So, you know, it was perfect. I can't even lie. He told me look at it at the right time. I don't know who it was, but it was on the live. But yeah, perfectly right off the 292. We had a huge day once it got above 202. And then ran straight up, man. But if you guys got it at that bottom, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But definitely had a conversation about it. Figured I'll put it out on Friday. So if anybody want to trade on Friday, had opportunity to get in. And then it ran up to about 311. You know what I mean? So we're right here at our next level. 314 is that target, you feel me, to break above for a continuation. So let's see what happened with this one. This one may come back down, slow down a little bit between, 309 and 306, but for right now, we definitely looking bullish off that big move that came on Friday. So congrats if you guys did get those a little bit early, but right now, wait for that 314. I wouldn't want to rush into nothing until we get about that 314. I think 314 is a great breaking area. That might push us to at least 225, 325 calls upward to about 330s. So last week was definitely, a fun week. Let's look at some continuation trades possibilities. You got Costco's, you got Target, you got Walmart. Let's make sure the RSIs is always in place. You maybe start to see some consolidation out of these big movers. Target was the last one to kind of make the move. So, let's go look at the weekly real quick. We do look extremely strong on the weekly, 71 on the RSI. For Costco's, we may have a continuation up to about the 612. Usually they do a retest, so you can watch out for that one. But again, this one is maxing itself out. Be careful with the RSIs. But we may have a retest back up to that 212, 212 area. I see a reversal candle coming in. Hopefully this next candle be green. Give us a nice little bullish move back towards that 210, 212. But these are all-time highs coming in for majority of the grocery stores. Target was the last one to really make the move. But when it finally broke the 220, it did pretty well. It was a slower one, a little quicker to trade, but either way, Target was on the 23rd, just at 183, bounced up, found support at about the 206, 208 area. And then, it went and retested that line. Finally, it breaks out of this downtrend all the way up to about 236, which is resistance on the 4 hours. So above that, we can see that, 239. But I think the next target should be around, the 240, 245. But the downtrend did break, so we may have a nice continuation. So watch out for this support to hold. But yeah, it definitely looked like it's the last one to kind of catch up. So the opportunity may be still there for them to kind of reach up to their all-time high too. So let's see what happened with that one for sure. Same thing with Walmart. Nothing really changed with that. It has a nice potential to, continue, especially once we get above the 158. I told you guys the 152 is the all-time high for Walmart. That move from 152 to 158 strong. We've seen this happen with a lot of trades that have been in a long consolidation for a few years. They usually have a big return. But you can look for Walmart to start pushing. I think they're going to push up. Just my opinion, just because that overall trend has broken at 152 from the last 2 years of trying to get above it. So a little bit of a slow poker in the all-time high range, but you notice that consolidation, that long consolidation, man, for weeks. So we definitely are happy to see that Walmart's finally making a move. RSI still in a good position on the 1 week. What else? Talk to me. Okay. But yes, that resistance still intact. 4 hour look like RSI kind of high. We may see 155 again, but it definitely looks super strong, man. All the resistances is breaking out. Definitely look extremely strong. So congrats if you guys are messing with that Walmart for sure. Same sector trades over and over again. Now we just got to look for continuations. Looking for another push to their highs. CVS definitely look extremely strong after coming off of that 98 on the 6th, and then they bounce straight up. Can put out the nice call 105, it broke right across that straight to resistance. Look for a break at the 107 now before we start to see the continuation towards 108. That's going to be a tough little area for them to hold above, but pay attention. Their high is the 112. We can go back to the 1 week. You know, we've been waiting for this one to kind of reach that next level for a very long time. So this is CVS all the way from the beginning to now. We've seen the overall downtrend on the 1 week. The bottom was like pandemic prices, now 50s. This high was back in 2015, and now we're starting to reach those highs again. So CVS is extremely on high watch to break this 112, to have some higher highs up to the 130, maybe the 140. So please pay attention to CVS continuously. That's a consistent trade that should always be talked about now that it has a full potential breakout and a nice consolidation throughout this time. I mean, nice consolidation in between this 198 all the way up to about 107. So pay attention in this one. This can be huge. David, I'm working, Dave. Stop. I'm working, son.
Let me get another one.
Dang, that boy. Yep.
Yo, man.
What's up?
Sorry, man. I'm driving, but I pushed out. And I don't know if you got NVIDIA on your list, but they had a news about adding more shares. I think.
Get in the closet. Let's go in the closet. In the closet. Let them hear you scream.
What happened? Say it again, Kim.
Sorry, yeah, NVDA, they had a news out on Friday about releasing more shares, which is kind of similar to splitting. I don't know if they're gonna split it again, but there was a news that came out on Friday about NVDA releasing another, I think, and they're releasing more shares basically, and I think they want to bump up the dividend. So
okay,
I
see.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen that news. Support is at the 228. Below that, you could probably see about 212, 215. But if that news hit off, look for that break above 136 for the reversal. I think around that area, you'll start seeing the push towards 245 for that reversal. But between 136, 245, that's going to be a strong area. But 228 support, 228 support is still intact. Anybody else? I got
what do you think about continuation for that MRK, Dave?
MRK? Oh, yeah, continuation for MRK for sure. So I told you guys the target was the $88 price range. You can see the setup was pretty strong once it got above the 83. So it definitely had a nice continuation towards the 88. I told you guys get the 90. Hopefully you guys paid attention to that. And you should be up going into this week. But yeah, breaking above this 88 and next level should be 92. This is the double test. This is the double top, retest from November. Hopefully we get that nice full move. I told you guys there was a gap all the way from, 2021 from 81 all the way up to about 90. So that's looking like it's being filled now. Yeah, definitely. I like it. If you guys got the 90, congrats for sure. And I think that was after the break at 83, around that area.
I got the 90, but I got scared to hold over the weekend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do I need to hedge with a put this week if I get back into it?
RSI is high. Look for a first morning spike. Know what I mean? For that first retest, and then I think the RSI will kind of cool off once it does what it's supposed to do. At least around 89. If you're already out of it, of course you gotta wait for that 88 to break because you don't want to get it and then it goes to 88 and reverse on you real quick. So, wait until that get solid. 15-minute break, 3 kink set up, and then you continue to. Baby, come on now, boo boo. But you definitely can, take advantage of that.
Appreciate that.
Okay, come on, baby. Oh my goodness. Anybody else?
Anybody ask about Square and PayPal? It seems like they bottoming out.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go check out Square and PayPal. Starting off with Square. Overall trend channel still intact. Look for a bounce around this area, hopefully. You feel what I'm saying? Around the 120s or the 117s, between 117 and 120. That should give us that trend line bounce again. But of course, if it breaks this trend, we're down, 100 back to 81. With the recession talk going on, you never know what may happen, but just, play it cautiously. Here go the 4-hour chart. Yeah, we have to hold this with support area to see any type of reversal above 127. But yeah, we have support. The bottom for them again is 81. It was at $81 on the 24th of February. Since then, we had a continuation. I hope everybody see the trend. Trend channel bouncing right up in between here. So hopefully that holds and continue, and we can have a nice little move back and forth. PayPal. PayPal had at support 110, 112 area. We have really had to get above 124 when we talked about it last week. See that double top at 122. Came right back down to support. Again, their bottom is 94. It hasn't really been below 94 this year so far. So just pay attention to that break above or that break below, man. We're right there. It's a tight area. But for the bigger moves, you got to break bigger resistances. So ExxonMobil, XOM. It looked like we are going to try to go test that 88.78. We got to get above this resistance at 87.18, but it looked like we're going to go push towards that 88.78. They've been having a nice trend line, man. They really have a nice trend line. So let's look for a continuation from this one back up to that high, at least $90 test. It's going to be tricky around this 88. But if we break above 88, of course, you may see that 90. Above 86, I was saying get the $100 call. But, now that we found a new resistance, I'm saying get the 90 if you guys can get it. That's a tough area. But we did get above the 84. That's step one. We broke 84 finally after all these retest areas here. And then, it came down this last time to about $79 and gave us all we wanted. So I know that was a tough one. That's
an 84 about 15 times.
Yeah, it hit 84 about 15 times. Keep playing with it. Finally got above it. We had 86.97. Ran up the highs like 87.16, but it definitely was fighting. Here go the trend line that I had set up in it. It definitely was a strong trend in there, dude. It was running this whole trend line from that bottom all the way up, pushing that area, pushing the thread. So, who else? What else y'all got going on for this week? It's a lot of stuff hitting bottom. It's the time to kind of, let's see what we got. Let's look at Carnival. Let's look at that travel. I know Lou put us on that Norwegian. Let's look at that travel, man.
I think somebody reported this week, Carnival or Delta or one of those.
All right, let me go look real quick. I'll go look at the calendar. Anybody got the calendar y'all can post for me? I know somebody got that calendar, man. Resistance 2256. That's been a strong area right there also. But I still like travel for the year. Recession talk, I think that might hit. I don't know. You never know. Everybody reporting different things. They say it may take a year for it to get here. It's tough. Another one, you feel me? It's either before the recession, we get a huge spike, or, they just start being scared now, and then you start seeing some drops. But before the recession, people like to make their money. So, I mean, just pay attention. This can be a weird year. Because it's already been a weird year. You know what I mean? So.
You got Delta reporting, Delta Airlines reporting.
Delta this week? Okay. But that overall trend did break on Carnival. It's trying to work itself back above it. Look for that break above that 22. That 22 is a tough area, 22.56. Look at Delta real quick.
Is travel, Dave? Is travel the next sector rotation you looking at?
I think travel gonna end the year strong. I think at least, you know what I mean, they're gonna start getting that traction off the summer. Them earnings should be rolling around, should make them look a little bit better. I think a lot of people outside with no mask. Everywhere I go now, I don't hardly even see a mask. Reopening, everything's reopening, you know what I mean? Everything's kind of, you know, moving accordingly. Even though news is going to throw you off, it's going to scare you, but the results is like when you walk outside, what do you see? That's how I kind of view it. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at travel for that huge discount recovery, you know, in the next couple of years. I mean, I'm definitely looking at Disney, a nice recovery. That's extremely cheap prices, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Majority of the stocks that's kind of dropping off super heavy was priced in for years. You know, you don't see Carnival really making that move. They're going back at, you know, let's go see their price range where they're at right now. I mean, I think it's interesting to see. Shoot, they passed below their beginning IPO price for Norwegian back in 2013. Like, this is super cheap. Their IPO price came out around $20-something. I mean, so yeah, I think they got a long way to go. 2019 was their height at $58. You know, kind of a double top on the 1 year. If you want to count 2015 when they went to that height, it was around that $58. Then you see support at $42.53. And then pandemic hit you in 2020, and then it drops all the way almost off the radar. So, yeah, I definitely, you know, I think they're going to have their time. I mean, 2015, you know, 2019, it was pretty much consistent up and down through that. You know, you could call that a long consolidation too. From $42 up to 59, around 55. I mean, every time it broke 55, it kind of pushed up. But yeah. I really think that's how I kind of figure, you know, just look at stuff that no one's really talking about right now, but everybody's buying tickets for. Like, everybody trying to hit a cruise up. Everybody's out traveling. I'm just putting two and two together. Anybody else?
I don't know if you talked about it already, but
Can you pull up that Delta one?
Oh, Delta. I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
There you go.
Go ahead. Ask a question, bit dog.
AMD. I don't know if you covered it already.
Yeah. With AMD should hold at this 100. I'm gonna go back to it, but they moved the video. But they had a lower price target that would kind of kill AMD for that last trade. As soon as they was going up towards the 124, 125, next thing you know, they lowered their price target. So it was just like, yeah, they kind of killed the vibe of it. But it's not saying AMD is horrible. It's just that's what happens. I mean, big money get involved. They start yelling out numbers, and then people kind of back off of it for a little bit. But long term, AMD is going to be strong. NVIDIA going to be strong. All of them are going to be strong. It's just going to take a lot of patience. It like support is $32 for Delta. On the 1 week, it has a resistance around the $39 area, but it is in an overall downtrend. I mean, I can kind of see that trend right now. But let's see what happens. The earning week may come up pretty strong, but I went JP Morgan for earnings for this week. I'm not trying to do them all no more. I was taking out too much extra stuff for no reason. There's too much extra stuff going on, like trying to predict it. So if you don't see that same day of consolidation, that's the only signal for me that I can, jump behind it 100%. Them setups has been not working. The same day spikes sometimes have a continuation, or they may come down, or you may see the consolidation and it still break down. So you got to kind of be on point. Yeah, Delta is this week on Wednesday. They're expecting a negative 1.32 EPS. JP Morgan expecting a 2.69. So yeah, I'll go with JP Morgan. What up, man? No, not right now, boo. Okay, yeah, give it here.
Yeah.
You didn't? I thought you had one the other day.
I didn't taste one.
What?
I didn't taste one.
That's crazy. Here you go. Take one today then. And your sister got some on her hand.
Didn't he?
Yep. Anybody else? Who else I see on this list? Wells Fargo still, man. Citigroup, banks, man. It's banks. It's bank time. And especially with that cheap price range that they gave us. I even talked about the Wells Fargo $50 call. But, you know, JP was a good call, too. Yeah, nice uptrend on Wells Fargo. So support from back on March that is sitting out on the 1 week. Yeah, this should be a nice move to it broke above 48. We may be testing 50 this week, especially with earnings coming up, man. Crazy. Definitely crazy. And that's how quick it happens, though. Like we sit up here, we traded Twitter and Facebook for the beginning of the last couple of weeks, right? At good price ranges. The next thing you know, Facebook is on its way coming down and looking like a consolidation between the 22s and 21s all the way up to about 26. They had a nice uptrend when they hit bottom at 187, ran it up nicely. Then now it broke that downtrend. Now let's look at the 30. I'm not trying to make it look crazy, but I got a lot of information in that. Hold on. Let me delete it. Just delete it, whatever. So now it's kind of looking skinny, like it's trying to squeeze it into something. Is my time frame changing? I don't think it is. Oh, there you go. All right. On the 1 week, oh, that's a huge 1 week. Look at that discount from Facebook. Yeah, still bouncing off the, what's this, 200-day moving average? Hey, my junk frozen, bro. Let's go a little bit over here. Look at so this is what all I'm looking for from Facebook. And I feel like it's still intact if we hold this consolidation area. But dude, that gap from 246 all the way up to freaking 325, when that start trying to fill that, bruh, we have to be.
I need that trade.
We need that trade, bruh. Like that's a huge trade, bruh. Like that's gonna be a money trade for real. And we not even reaching the 250s. You know what I mean? The 240s cashed out, guys. Like that wasn't a bad trade, bro. Like it ran to 236, man. Like the 250s was cashing out. They weren't doing this big, but they still was hitting, man. I think that's a huge trade. I'm just trying to get in it. That's why I'm keep putting them 40s and 50s out. Next thing you know, I'm gonna start putting out 60s and 70s. I want to be in the middle of here. I want the middle. I want to see it break 270 and break up. I want all of that. Like that's gonna be a big trade, man. But again, even on FinViz, you see a whole lot of downtrends. You see a whole lot of, you know, small movements. But catching at the bottom, man, that's a huge part of this. If we break 340, come on, guys. Like this is almost $100 off. Jesus. And they pay like, how much Home Depot paying dividend? Like $3 or something, man. Oh my God. Woo. If we talk about recession coming too, if this continue to go down, we're gonna be back in the same position as 2020. All the talk about, I wish I had the money for it. We should have the money for it. You know what I mean? Like if we talk about recession next year or end of this year, whatever they want to talk about, this is the time to kind of gather that change together. Because these, I mean, it's some dips. There's some dips now, and we're not even there yet. This is what I'm saying about tech. Like tech is 345, you know, nice range from 270, about 345 right now. Small little, you know, downside on the 1 monthly. But dude, Apple's already at almost capacity. It's back maxed out. We $12 under that high. That's crazy. I didn't expect that jump from 150 to 170, like 180. Like that's crazy. But I mean, we're not even in the thick of it yet. You know, if this is a full downtrend that's coming and then we're hitting off the top line to bottom, it's gonna be some crazy discounts. That's what I was saying about SPY, man. SPY breakdown this 444, man. It's gonna be ugly. We're gonna be going right back down to that trend of the downtrend. It's a downtrend. It's just what it is. I mean, it's literally a full downtrend on SPY. This can be tricky.
Where that put team at, Dave? Where that put team at?
Yeah, what a put team, clock in under 444, get 435, 430 with a lot of time, like. I mean, but yeah, look at that high. Like, imagine you hitting from 460 just to 444. It don't. And what's crazy is the market was kind of blind because we're getting so many good calls in, and we're still. It's kind of blinding us from the fact that these are real downtrends. But we're getting so many good calls that when you look at the 1 week, or this is the 15, it's still from the 29th. It's been on a downtrend. You know what I mean? Like, how didn't we notice that? I mean. We were locked in. We kind of locked in.
That's why I told you. I said this the only group out here making money on the downtrend.
Yeah, like a full downtrend, bro. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's absolutely crazy. So, you know, that's why we try to put out levels. You know what I mean? Again, finding out what's the bottom and capitalize it once it starts moving is the best trade ever. If it's already so green that you ain't got room to kind of fit a trade in, just don't do it and go to the next one, bro. You know what I mean? I think bro asked me about a couple trades over here too. I gotta ask, bro. Sky Zone. He asked me the other day about some trades. Where bro at? But I'm recording too, so I'm just gonna, you know, try to go through the list. I mean, I know a lot of trades is out there. What's crazy is there's some trades I put out a while back that other people got. It's kind of moving slow right now, but it kind of looking like they're going to make a move. Like GLD, you know what I mean? We're not really talking about gold, but gold is sneaking slowly but surely, gaining $1 a day. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of moving really, really slowly. But let's see what happens. I'm not guaranteed on this one just because of things rotating with the war. But above 182, man, we may be able to see a move. You know what I mean? It's been in this kind of downside ever since it bounced off 178 and then bounces back up. But we may see a move above 182. But I'm just trying to look out, trying to see what I can squeeze in. You know what I mean? Squeeze in the trades where I can, man. Not trying to. Yeah. The truth is you have to stick and move. We having great calls. I think I went out kind of out the boundary on a couple of them because I was like, oh, it's having a nice spike and I'm going off of spikes, recoveries. But some of these things ain't recovery as quickly as I want. Yeah, 427 Facebook earnings. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a dog. That might be a nice, you know, nice week, depending on what happened at these levels here. Especially if we consolidate until next week. But so even the trade that I'm overzealous in that I see coming down, the loss suck, but I'm like, okay, hold up. We still maybe getting a discount. So, you know, I'm paying attention. Man. So many good trades out, so many consistencies that's kicking in. You know, if we're, you know, on top of it and we're kind of knocking on them doors, you know, we start collecting them checks. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you start to see 150%, 200%, those bonuses now. I know the bar has reached up to 1,000%, but you know, we need to start going back to our roots. You know what I mean? 15 to 30 sometime on the ones that we're not really sure about. You know what I mean? The quality of the business is starting to matter more than ever now. So that's why it's good to just, you know, just trade what we know, not be so too fancy. You know what I mean? But we just get right back to the roots. CVS, consistent. You know what I mean? JP Morgan, consistent. These are the same old trades that we just got to keep on, you know, putting out there. But the opportunity is here now in the midst of the whole downside. It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, Dave, hedging with them puts, man, which I've been preaching has been saving me. And then even if it's trading sideways and I got my stop loss on, it keeps me out of my call and my put. I'm not tripping because I still have my stop loss on, but the hedging with them puts has been crazy good advice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you guys been trading UVXY, every time it come down about this 1250, they give you a little push toward 14. You know what I mean? So that means there is some red days in the week. That gives you a nice little trade off UVXY also. I mean, you can hedge it with that if you don't like doing a lot of puts. But these puts been cashing out. If you guys was catching them at the right time, I told y'all I'd get $100 put once AMD break 110. It's at 101. I mean, it's giving opportunities. You just got to catch them. But now this 100, you notice on Finviz, even if I look at my own chart, is all, there's just a computer that does it for me. This the support that right down $100. If it continue to hold this, look at that downtrend. We may be creating a wedge, with AMD for setting up for a bigger breakout. Because this is the perfect downtrend on them too. But we may be building a wedge, depending on what happens over here. If that line continues and we tighten up in between here, if it start bouncing towards 110 off of the video news, we definitely may be building a wedge, man, and see a bigger breakout out of AMD. That's when we can go, 130s and 140s 4-5 months out, depending on how AMD want to act.
Yeah, man, the video down like 60 this week alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's huge opportunities for, some of these stocks that have been running, for just setting up into next year, honestly. If the same thing that happened from last year to this year, which means, October, what we caught a lot of money in October, November, turned out to be extremely bullish. Can't put the list out like bullish times and stuff. I definitely agree. Dude, that would be amazing. That would be amazing if we could do October like we did this last year, this year, and the chart setups is the way they are. Man, that would be crazy. Run them all the way up to January, cashing them out in December. That'd be crazy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. I really ain't got much. I really want to see what this week brings, especially with this banks. If the banks start making money, this may be a good earnings season.
I know Tech had a huge earning last time, man. What you think they're gonna do this time?
Well, it's about, man, again, look at what's priced in, look at what's not priced in, look at what's been moving and what's not been moving. Make that decision. I feel like Facebook is at a great price.
I don't want.
Why you keep wasting food for?
No, do I give it that to me?
Okay, go sit.
I don't want no more.
I got it. Okay, don't eat it, man. Back in the day, we had to eat it. You lucky I'm giving you the option. But yeah, if we have some good setups during that time, I think we may have a couple pops. But I don't know how strong it's gonna be. I mean, I want it to be strong. That'd be ideal, but I think let it fall in April or May, and then see what June, July bring. I love June, July season. That's that summertime recovery, and we definitely can take advantage of big trades. For sure. But it's some cheap stocks out there, man. Okay, let's go. You ready? Anybody else? What Kenneth? Is Kenneth on?
Man, I'm stuck in this store yet, man.
Oh my God, Kenneth. Anybody else?
My bad, bro. What you need?
No, I'm scared. You have anything else you want me to look at?
Yeah. Hey, do you think this is good for AMD for whole shares right now? Or
I mean, the 100 was a hard resistance to break for the last 2 years. Now, let's wait until that wedge form. Don't feel like, it's at 120. David should told me I should have bought at 100. Because we just did that with Nike. I told somebody don't buy Nike yet, and Nike came down to $125. Even though, it was just bouncing up to 145s and the 150s. You know what I mean? So, just be patient. Let's see how far this wedge build. Continue to look out for their fundamentals because they did get a breakdown on their target price. Even though Finviz is still showing $150 target price, small institutions got a little power too, and they came out and said got a 115 target price on AMD. Kind of, made it look crazy. Coincidentally, the rest of them going down too. So let's just see if this 100 hold for a very long time. I think this 100 is a good area. You can look for 100 to 150 for your, kind of whole share trade area. And unless we break above 150, that'll be it. But this 100 has been strong. It's been strong. Ever since it broke it, last year when we put that information out, October. That was a crazy trade. Crazy trades, man. Big money trades. You really no, even if you join a group and just sit for 1 month and wait for your call, these calls been going up, man. And do 1 call a month, like literally. You seen what Costco's did, like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think somebody has to look at Ford.
Yeah, I'm about to look at it, bro. Give me a second. I got the baby in my arms. You want to come over? You want to come over?
Sure, man. I'm on my way.
Right, exactly.
I'll take the Tesla.
Right. Please come drop it off too. Here go Ford. Yeah, next level for Ford was the 1480. Kind of bounced out to 1480. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Is right there at the $15.17 support. If I go to a bigger time frame, you'll see that's that same hard resistance that it was before it broke out before. So this should be the support area. I mean, if you break below, you see about $13. Okay, that's okay. Like Ford is not going anywhere no time soon. They got a lot of energy behind them, especially with this F-150 deliveries this year. Just wait till their stuff start rolling out. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. I don't think it's gonna go back to that $10 and $9. That'll be crazy. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy. But deliveries matter. Before it's on enter the EV realm, we want to see EV numbers.
Hey, Dave, what do you think about that cat, man? I know it's gonna break my heart, but go ahead, tell me about it.
Here go Cat. I like Cat, man. Cat is a quality business, bro.
I'll be transparent and say I'm holding some 240s, 250s like I shouldn't be. I didn't set my stop loss.
Dang, bro. When did you get in though? That's what matter.
Like I told Ken earlier, I was chasing, man. I chased and jumped in there after you had put it out, but I was a little late on it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Now I'm gonna stop putting out long reiterations unless it breaks all the way out. Because it's
now
130.
You good? You gave specific guidance that it needed to break over 226, and I was like, it's gonna do it, and I jumped in. And I shouldn't have.
No, that's cool, man. It definitely looked like it's coming down just a little bit. Let's look for this purple line to hold, which is gonna be on my 1 week. And my baby's going crazy. Okay. 213. Let's look for that 213. It bounced out 213 already. Come on now. Anybody else? Because Ken in the store shopping for the cook. You better make me some. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm trying to bump up the earnings report, bro. Do my part.
For sure, man.
Hey, pull up Delta, Dave.
Delta? Yes, for sure. I think I did Delta too. But yeah, support was at $32. Resistance at 39. Look like it is in a downtrend channel. Let me delete all this and show y'all what I'm talking about. I got Fat Baby with me. Y'all bear with me because y'all know how it is with the kids. I got a lot of them. So here go down. This is what I mean by downtrend channel. That you can see the stock price just keep bouncing off that downtrend, kind of reversing back up. So when you see that, that's a tough way to, go at it. That's why it has to break above a resistance. Just kind of break that downtrend on there. There you go right here. Yep, that's perfect. I like that. And then you can see that resistance up top here, right there, right there, right there, and right here. So we can always, do the adjustment once I change my time frame. But yeah, it has to hold this 38.81. With the earnings coming up, I don't know. I don't know about airline earnings right now. Hopefully, again, I wish for them to pop back up. But even to come down to 32, man, you got the trade. Because that downtrend gonna probably give you another bounce again. It's pretty much consistent when that channel come in. Oh, shoot. Anybody else? Y'all gotta be careful. You're gonna hear if you hear news about a company or you hear news about a sector and this spike, you gotta be careful, man. It's tough to play that spike. Know what I mean? That's why I say if you see something spike too quickly, just let it come down because it's gonna have its opportunity again. Know what I mean? Just let it cook. A lot of times we see that big spike, but I gotta hurry up and get in it. That's why we talk about these Sunday sessions, like they're just, it's crazy because, we have to look at this stuff before we go into the week, man. If we have that idea already in our mind, and when you see things happen, you'll be like, it's okay because I already got my plan, or, I know what I want to look at for the week. I want to know what trades I want to get. It's a little bit easier, make you a little bit more comfortable. So take advantage of this time of planning and be able to get in and execute quality trades consistently.
And then what MU look like? That run with AMD in the video, right?
Yeah, they all run together. They're breaking down. Hopefully get a bounce off the $69, $70 area. But they all hang together. They all on downtrends, man. You said the video or MU? You said MU, right?
Yeah, MU.
Yeah, MU. Yeah, same thing, man. Let them break down. So you see this got a downtrend. Ever since it hit 98, it's kind of been bouncing straight down. We had that one good week of earnings where we kind of took advantage of that short-term trade, but ever since then, that was it, man. 3 weeks of just red. Looking, maybe hitting 68. It may come down to that bottom from back in 2020, around 68. So again, these are going to be big potential future trades. Just let it happen. Just let all this stuff die off. Don't feel like you're gonna get your revenge. Trust me. It's gonna probably be a $90 or $100 call around $68, $65.
Yeah, I need that revenge, so y'all, I'm waiting.
We're gonna get revenge on all of them. Trust me. Like the market is made. Literally, the easiest way to trade is just have your plan ready for the red day. Wait for a consolidation or something that you see that you're comfortable with, and then make the trade. That's the best way to do it. Don't wait for these green days and you're trying to, I know the green, you can have, continuations happen. But the ones that get you that big bucks, buying them on red. Those are the ones that get you that money. That's why I was talking about JP Morgan so early, because I'm like, dude, this is the time. Like, we have to talk about what's red. We have to. We have to. We have to. That's how you make the money. Even Netflix broke back down. We had to hold above 389 for Netflix. That's coming back down 355. It's not saying that it's not going to go back to 389. It's going to go back, but this is their best time to make your plan and execute your plan. You feel me? If tomorrow start off super green for some sectors and you're in those, let's get ready to sell. Let's collect them checks and then rotate into what's red. What's red? You know what I mean? That's the number one question. What events?
Price alerts for Netflix. That thing, how far has this came down?
Shoot.
I've been ignoring them, but
about 393.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as bad. It's still holding out, it's still got a trend in there. I mean, it's not as bad. I'm looking for, if it breaks this trend, it's going to catch this bottom trend on my fork, and then we may see some, 243s, but let's see if it holds here. There's nothing wrong with this area. Bullish engulfing on the 1 week, but then we had a 3 downside kings. Know what I mean? Definitely, 3 ugly guys, you can call them. Know what I mean? But this support has to hold at, 355. It's kind of holding that area. So if we see consolidation, look for that small little pop up to 366. Know what I mean? Or if it breaks below, look for that 240 move. So patience is going to get you the big move. Waiting for your position. Now, I mean, setting your alerts. When that price comes for your discount price, take advantage of the trade. Definitely, for sure. But yeah, everything that's coming down, let it come down until we see a consolidation or some type of support. Then we'll start adjusting accordingly. AT&T, you know what I mean? Don't forget about these. AT&T is a great company. You know what I mean? Having a little bit of downside ain't as popular, but their dividend draw people in. You know what I mean? Look for that move towards 24. That break above at 24.17. Know what I mean, same thing with T-Mobile. That's why I posted T-Mobile because we're kind of early on that. Know what I mean, let it come down. T-Mobile bounced off of that. Let me show you on this time frame. The 1 week, T-Mobile bounced on the first of this month. Ever since January this month, it bounced up and it broke out. Once it got above 128, it looked like it tested 135 from the 1 week. Look at the 1 day. If we break above the 135, what's next? The 145. Look what I posted. Just real quick. Breaking over the 135.30 resistance, then it's 145 all-time high. I said 145 calls for May coming in. And this was last week on the 5th. Go to 5th right here. I mean, we're right there. If you call that 130, it did a nice little move to 135. That's $5 move.
Man, we stay early. I like that.
Yeah, I just seen it break 128, and I was like, "Damn it!" I was kind of late because I wanted at 128, but I'm like, "Okay, I still got 135 here, so let me throw that out there and make sure people see it." If we get above 135, all-time highs. That right.
Hey, bars.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna be tighter on the reiterations though, because I think people getting caught in that reiteration and forgetting that we got a whole nother plan right behind it. I get early.
Man, we getting caught, man. But you definitely putting out the right guidance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Javon.
Where you at?
I'm coming. What happened?
I don't have my key.
Where you
All right,
at?
everybody else straight? We
What time
good?
you got it?
You have one key?
Going to the 6 o'clock hour. I appreciate everybody for joining for sure.
Oh, the house key? Yeah.
Look out for tomorrow,
Sorry.
Monday morning. Gonna be back in here live at 9 o'clock, man. We're gonna lock in. So holla at me. Y'all be safe. Ask questions. Let's make money. Ask questions. Holla at me.